When children are having to deal with their parents getting a divorce, it is a moment in time that they don't forget very easily. And one of the things that parents need to be mindful of is how they talk about the breakup with their children and what to do to prepare them. There's not a whole lot that you can do to prepare your children, just like it's not a whole lot that you can do to prepare your family and friends when you make the decision to get a divorce. We're all shocked, right? When we hear that this couple that we thought were in it for the long haul get a divorce, we're shocked. It hurts. It's uncomfortable. And so children are also going through some of the same emotions that we go through. They're shocked, they're disappointed, and sometimes they might not understand the why. And sometimes they know exactly why because they used to hear the screaming, they used to see the fighting, they used to be privy to the cussing and the abuse. And so one of the things that would be helpful to your children when you are going through a divorce is to communicate to them when the emotions are not high. When you and the other spouse, you all are at a place where you have gone through, talking and made decisions and settled on some things, and you're able to now have the conversation with your children together. You want to be sure that the children know that they are not the cause of the breakup. You want your children to know that the divorce or the separation is not going to change how the two of you feel about them. They have to know that mom is still there for them and dad is still there for them. And so children, they want to not be put into the middle of it. And oftentimes parents are pulled, or they pull their children into the middle of it when they aren't able to handle their emotions independent of someone being there to listen. Because divorce is one of those things that will cause depression, that will cause sadness, you might have a parent that is very edgy, that is irritable, that is annoyed by things that happen, and they take out their frustrations and their hurt and their pain on their child. They're yelling more, they're screaming more. Those are not things that your children deserve, and those are not things that you want to do. And you have to be aware that you're doing it. You have to be aware that some of your behaviors that are adverse, that you are now projecting onto the members in your household, that it's doing some damage. And you have to get yourself help so that you're not doing that to your children. The other thing that is important when it comes to what your children need is for them not to be the ones to carry your emotional baggage. The person that should be carrying the emotional baggage, if not you, needs to be a therapist that can help you with the stuff that's on the inside that you need to dump and you need to talk about. Your children should not be the place that you go to for comfort. They should not be the place where you go to talk about your pain and your hurt and your grief and your sadness. That is inappropriate. The person that should be who you go to talk about those things again is a therapist, and prayer and journaling. Those are the places that you go to, or your friends, if you have friends that want to support you in that way. But your children should not be playing that role. That is inappropriate. And so kids just want to be able to love on mom, love on dad. They want to be able to be excited about seeing dad when it's time to see dad without mom being upset that, the child is excited about seeing the other parent. Again, they typically are not the reasons for the divorce, and they should not be put into the middle when the divorce is happening. Keep the children out of it and just make sure that they still have the opportunity to have as much contact with the other parent as possible while this divorce is taking place and thereafter. I pray and hope that this information helps someone out there that is struggling or going through a divorce and has children that are also struggling as well. Thank you for listening.